This is wild, and the Lakers have been recently named as one of the favorites to land this player who showed out recently in the NBA playoffs, especially in the conference finals. However, there is a large possibility that he could leave his current team to test free agency, which the Lakers have something big to offer that doesn't include money. What's good? I'm Okechi Apakama, and this is Lakers Digest coming at you with another video. And before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to get those Laker updates, guys, because we are pushing towards 20,000 subscribers. And if you want to stay up to date here in the offseason for the Lakers, make sure you guys are subscribed to Lakers Digest. Now, with that out of the way, let's hop straight into the topics we have for you today, as the Lakers are favorites to land Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So, just coming off of a conference finals appearance, second conference finals appearance in a row, Nickeil Alexander-Walker has really elevated his status around the league as a top-notch 3-and-D player, and he is going to be an unrestricted free agency where a lot of teams are going to be vying for his services. And this is where the Lakers kind of fall into play here, because according to some betting odds recently, the Lakers have been named as favorites to land Nickeil Alexander-Walker over the Brooklyn Nets, Golden State Warriors, Miami Heat, and Toronto Raptors. Obviously, there'll still be some other teams who are interested in a guy like Nickeil Alexander-Walker's services, but for the Lakers to have the betting favorites for a guy like Nickeil Alexander-Walker is huge. In fact, because the Lakers aren't the team that's going to offer him the most money out there, and I don't think they are the team that can offer him the most money out there. So to acquire his services, they are going to need to sort of like tantalize him in a different way. But Nickeil Alexander-Walker, let's just take a look at this guy's stats for the season here. And he was just a very solid guy off the bench there for the Minnesota Timberwolves, one of their main bench guys. Averaged just about under 10 points per game at 9.4, 3.2 rebounds per game, 2.7 assists per game, just under a steal per game per 0.6. Shot 43% from the field and 38% from three. He was also a lightning 47% from the corner. So very high corner three-point shooter and a very good 3-and-D player. Very nice player that you can just put around your star players, and then he can be a guy that can guard the other team's best player, or can be a guy that can score some threes for you in bunches, which is what he did to kind of help the T-Wolves in, I think it was game 4 there. But Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a very solid player, and now he's going to be up for a new deal here. And the Minnesota Timberwolves aren't in the position to offer him the money that he probably would like, and that is due to the fact that some of the rosters, or some of the contracts they have on their current roster, with obviously guys like Rudy Gobert making the max, and then also Anthony Edwards as well. But then they also have Julius Randle up for a player option. Same thing with same thing with Naz Reid, while Nickeil Alexander-Walker is an unrestricted free agent. And if you're the T-Wolves, they're probably going to try to prioritize their guys, Naz Reid and Julius Randle, because of how integral they were to the team, while a guy like Nickeil Alexander-Walker could be left out there in the cold. So what does that mean for the Los Angeles Lakers? And because I said they have something else to offer him other than money, because they are not going to be the ones to offer him the most money here. I believe the best they can probably get to, and this is with LeBron and Dorian Finney-Smith picking up their player options, is around that 5.7 million taxpayer mid-level exception per season, which is probably not going to be good enough to pry away from him. But like I said, there is something that I think the Lakers have an advantage over other teams. So this is getting me to the next point, is how can Nickeil Alexander-Walker add to this Laker team here? And Nickeil Alexander, he does a bunch of different things, like I said, on not only the defensive end, but offensively as well. He has shown some growth and steadiness on that side of the ball as well. But Nickeil Alexander-Walker and how he would get to Lakers, the biggest thing the Lakers can offer him is a starting position. Unlike other teams out there that are maybe looking for Nickeil Alexander-Walker to do the same things that he did for the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Lakers could possibly have a starting spot open for him right next to Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic, because he's a guy that can guard a myriad of different positions, guys from point guards to shooting guards to even some small forwards, because of his ranginess. So he can actually come to Lakers and become a starter, and that can also elevate his overall value, because playing for the Lakers can do a lot for your brand, can make you a lot more money off the court than he did on. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker has a lot of possibilities coming to the Los Angeles Lakers and becoming a starter and a full-time starter next to Luka Doncic for who knows how many seasons to come. So the Lakers can offer that to a guy like Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And just take a look at his stats for his career. I mean, he was a guy that started off in New Orleans with the Pelicans, was had a short stint in Utah before he ended up in Minnesota, and it took him some time to really find his footing here in the league, but he has really blossomed, like I said, as a 3-and-D player. He's been a guy that has been very solid shooting the basketball from 3 now. For his career, in his 6 seasons, he's shooting about 36% from 3, and he's shooting about 47% from 2. Shoots about 74% from the line, which can be better, but it has been better some seasons. Is around an 8 or 9 point per game scorer, but you don't look too much from a guy who's coming off the bench to score in tons like a guy like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and he's more of a defensive specialist in some regards, because yes, he can score the basketball, but he is more utilized better on the defensive side of the ball. And if we also take a look at his playoff stats, which is where you can see if he's a guy that can warrant you playing those playoff minutes. And it's, yeah, those past couple of seasons there where, like I said, back-to-back conference finals with the Minnesota Timberwolves, he has played a solid and pivotal role for them, really upped his shooting from last playoffs to 34%, which is around where you want to be if you are a role player, especially if you have a huge defensive responsibility, as Nickeil Alexander-Walker did. So just going through the rounds, he had a first start with guarding Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves, and then you go on to the next round where you had to guard Steph Curry at first, but then he got injured, so more Buddy Hield, and then Podminski, and then the final round where he had to go up against his cousin Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and he was up against him a ton. And yes, he was able to give him some fits here and there, and that is what you want to see if you're a Los Angeles Lakers team, especially if you're going to have to go up against that Oklahoma City team. So knowing a guy that can guard him well is going to be only beneficial for the Lakers. And like I said, they can offer him something that no other team can really offer him, is that starting position and significant minutes in that starting position. Because if Nickeil Alexander-Walker can not only utilize those defensive skills that he has so well, but also improve on his offense next to guys like Luka Doncic, Austin Reaves, and LeBron James next season, then you can see maybe even more value from a guy like Nickeil Alexander-Walker. But that's going to be dependent up to him and what he is going next for in his career. He's about 26 years old, so he's probably looking for that next big contract, or he could be looking for that championship. It kind of really depends on Nickeil Alexander-Walker and what he's kind of looking for out there in the market. But just for the Los Angeles Lakers' sake, he would just be the perfect fit for this team. Like I said, they can put him in to start next to Doncic and Austin Reaves, and he can be the guy to go after and be that point of attack defender that the Lakers have been sorely missing. And he picks up 94 feet. He, like I said, can guard a different multitude of different guys, from point guard to some small forwards. So he's a guy who can be a very versatile vendor, and you can deploy him in different spots. And if you get him free agency, then you can focus more on trades, to trading for that center, that starting center that the Lakers have been sorely lacking there in their starting unit there. But that's probably going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys comment down below of what you think of a guy like Nickeil Alexander-Walker. How do you think he can help this Lakers squad and really add to what this team needs? And do you think he's the point of attack defender this team needs? And do you think the Lakers can actually get their hands on him, even though they cannot offer him the most money? And just let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. And just one more thing for us, guys. There is still 72% of you who've recently watched our videos who are not yet subscribed to the channel just yet. And if you guys want more of that, like your news, like your updates, trade rumors, game recaps, just every and all things LA Lakers, you guys want to come right here to Lakers Digest so you don't miss any of that action. All right, guys. I have been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.